At least Halloween could help the dead economy. Get it? Get it? The dead economy. Get it? If you want to talk to me during the show, my screen name, I have Instant Messenger. My screen name is Radio WNSC. And if you want to email me, you can email me at michael.yaffee@knights.ucf.edu. And if you have a comment or anything, maybe a scary story I could say on the show. I mean, I have some pretty scary stuff here. I mean, Congress passing death panels, marijuana, legalizing marijuana again, all kinds of crazy stuff. So, but I thought I would share with you, and there's one more thing I wanted to share. I also have the history of jack-o'-lanterns. All this stuff, I just love this stuff. I didn't know any of this stuff. It makes me like Halloween more. Pumpkin carving is a popular part of modern Americans' Halloween celebration. Come October, pumpkins can be found everywhere in the country, from doorsteps to dinner tables. Despite the widespread carving that goes on this country every autumn, few Americans really know why or when the jack-o'-lantern tradition began, or for that matter, whether a pumpkin is a fruit or a vegetable. Is it? That's a good question. I always thought it was a vegetable. I don't know. People have been making jack-o'-lanterns at Halloween for centuries. The practice originated from an Irish myth about a man named Stingy Jack. You have to say it like that. It's included. Stingy Jack. According to the story, Stingy Jack invited the devil to have a drink with him. True to his name, Stingy Jack didn't want to pay for his drink, so he convinced the devil to turn himself into a coin that Jack could use to buy their drinks. Once the devil did so, Jack decided to keep the money and put it into his pocket next to a silver cross, which prevented the devil from changing back into its original form. Jack eventually freed the devil under the condition that he would not bother Jack for 1 year, and that should Jack die, he would not claim his soul. The next year, Jack again tricked the devil into climbing into a tree to pick a piece of fruit. While he was up in the tree, Jack carved a sign of the cross into the tree's bark so that the devil could not calm down until the devil promised Jack not to bother him for 10 more years. Man, Stingy Jack is smart. Not smart than the devil. Soon after Jack died, as the legend goes, God would not allow such an unsavory figure into heaven. The devil, upset by the trick Jack had played on him and keeping his word not to claim his soul, would not allow Jack into hell. He sent Jack off into the dark night with only a burning coal to light his way. Jack put the coal into a carved-out turnip and has been roaming the earth ever since. The Irish began to refer the ghostly figure as Jack of Lantern, and simply jack-o'-lantern. In Ireland and Scotland, people began to make their own versions of Jack's lanterns by carving scary faces into turnips or potatoes and placing them into windows or near doors to frighten away Stingy Jack and other wandering evil spirits. In England, large beets were used. Immigrants from countries brought the jack-o'-lantern tradition to them when they came to the United States. They soon found that pumpkins, a fruit, oh, it is a fruit. Look at that. A fruit native to America, make perfect jack-o'-lanterns. So, while you're trick-or-treating out there, if you see someone holding a lantern, it could be Stingy Jack. You were listening to the Michael Yaffee program, WNSC.UCF.edu online radio. I got some creepy music. I try to find some creepy music for you to celebrate Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody. You're listening to the Michael Yaffee program, WNSC.UCF.edu. I told you I'm finding creepy music. That was Hard as a Fist by Papa Roach. And I have a story here from the Associated Press that's scarier than anything you will see today. Any costume, any spirits. This by far has to be scarier. I'll read it. This first line is so funny. It's alive! That's literally how the AP starts this story. Trying to go with the Halloween theme. It's alive! Okay, I added the exclamation points, but still. This is the headline. Scarier than anything you will see today. Pelosi bill keeps end-of-life planning. Yep, so-called death panels provision allows Medicare funding for voluntary counseling. Oh, joy. It's alive! It's alive! The Medicare end-of-life planning provision that 2008 Republican Vice President nominee Sarah Palin said was tantamount to death panels for seniors is staying in the latest Democratic health care bill unveiled Thursday. The provision allows Medicare to pay for voluntary counseling to help beneficiaries deal with the complex and painful decisions families face when a loved one is approaching death. For years, federal laws and policies have encouraged Americans to think ahead about end-of-life decisions and make their wishes known in advance through living wills and similar legal documents. But when the House Democrats proposed this summer to pay doctors for end-of-life counseling, it touched off a wave of suspicion and anger. Lots of death stuff this Halloween. Oh, joy. Prominent Republicans singled it out as a glaring example of government overreach. Senator Charles Grassley of Iowa, at the time a lead negotiator on health care legislation, told constituents at a town hall meeting that they had good reason to question the proposal. I don't have any problem with things like living wills, but they ought to be done within the family, he said. We should not have a government program that determines you're going to pull the plug on grandma. Thursday, the sponsor of the provision said the barrage of criticism may have actually helped. There is nothing, that's scary enough, there is nothing more basic than giving someone the option of speaking with the doctor about how they want to be treated in case of emergency, said Representative Earl Blumenauer. I can't say that. I think the outrageous and vindictive attacks that have been backfired to help raise awareness about this problem, which is why they kept it in the bill. The legislation would allow Medicare to pay for a counseling session with a doctor or clinical professional once every 5 years. The bill calls for such sessions to be completely voluntary and prohibits the encouragement or promotion of suicide or assisted suicide. The counseling provision is supported by doctors groups and AARP, the seniors lobby. It was not included in health care bills passed by 2 Senate committees. Yeah. See, that's pretty scary enough that the government's going to get involved in your death. But I think they kind of missed the point on what Republicans are actually scared of. We're not scared necessarily of counseling before death counseling. We're scared of the government being able to have a step in between telling you whether, to even be involved in death. The whole point of healthcare, and especially in a capitalist system, is to keep you alive as long as possible, living the best quality of life as possible. Why are we going to have any... Healthcare should not be focused... I don't know. And I have here from the Wall Street Journal, doctors on healthcare reform. Government is in the process of duplicating everything that managed care did for the last 15 years that was reviled by everybody.